The big newsmaker tonight is Jawhar Sircar, Trinamool Congress member of parliament who's threatened to resign. What he's going to say, and he is spilling the beans on Mamata Banerjee and what really snapped his mind and his ties with the Trinamool Congress. That interview coming up on the other side.
You were watching the News Hour at 9 direct.
Joining me tonight on the News Hour is Trinamool Congress Rajya Sabha member and former bureaucrat and Prasar Bharati chief Jawhar Sircar. Mr. Jawhar Sircar, thank you very much for joining me here on the News Hour. You have written a very anguished letter to Chief Minister of Bengal, Mamata Banerjee. To start with it, I just want to ask you, today 1 month completes after the horrific incident at Sircar Hospital. What was the breaking point and why have you decided to resign?
1 month. 1 month. I was told by well-wishers to give 1 month. I gave a tight list of what should be done, what can be done. And I found that, well, some steps had been taken, to be fair, but not enough was being done, because for the last 1 month, Bengal has been passing through a tumult on a daily basis, not stopping. You see, there's a difference between Calcutta and Delhi. I was there for Prasar Bharati during the Nirbhaya incident. I had covered it, and I was not very popular with the government at that point of time for having covered an anti-government protest, but never mind. What I'm saying is that Delhi is a busy place. People need to move around. People need to move on to other problems. And it sort of, as soon as Justice Verma Commission was announced, it simmered down. Calcutta is different. Every day, including last night, at least 500,000 women were out in the streets. See, they are out on the streets every second day. They are out on the streets in the morning. Women, men, youngsters, rickshawalas, they went on strike. So there is an upsurge that the government needs to realize. And I said that since you're not listening, or since you're not factoring it the way I would like you to factor. And the reason is I want Trinamool to act as a barrier against the BJP. I'm very clear on that. I said I'm not leaving, I'm leaving Rajniti, because I was a bit misfit there, but I'm not leaving my Niti, and my Niti continues to be against the BJP, or whatever it represents. So I'm a proud Hindu, I'm not in favor of the BJP.
So you said you gave a typewritten list of things that could have been done. Some of it you said has been followed, but not some of the other parts. Who did you give these suggestions
Those
to?
are internal matters within the organization. I have done it, and I know it's reached right quarters. Problem is, it's a question of, you see, the main issue is that of how do you take this agitation? How do you view it? I viewed it because I come from civil society. I am not a political person. I viewed it the way a citizen would view it, that here is a spontaneous outburst. I use the word spontaneous because I know what is a provocated outburst. I've handled law and order. So we know. Now, here is a spontaneous outburst, and this outburst is not only on Abhaya, or as they call that girl. It's not only on Abhaya, it is on the system, the system of governance, So there was need to come out and sort of sacrifice oneself, if one may put it in a different language, and warn those concerned. I would have no problems if any Democratic Party, if any non-communal party comes to power. I have no issues of that. But I have very strong issues. I know people may not like to hear it, but I have very strong issues on the BJP. So I find that the only way of saving Bengal from the BJP is to have these democratic forces up there.
So,
And
so are you saying that Mamata Banerjee today has not come up to the expectations of the people, because she was the first one to actually come out and say that this is a political conspiracy and Ram and Bam are together? Was she the first one to politicize the issue?
Navika ji, that's the primary issue on which my letter rests. This very simplistic explanation that it's a politically provoked thing is something that I can't agree with. And when you don't agree with the supremo of the party, you leave. This is precisely my point, that bulk of the movement is non-political. I'll give you an example. Justice Ganguly, who made a name for himself, with almost a film star reputation in Bengal, BJP MP. He went to the agitating students. They booed him out. They said, we don't want you. You can be a justice, you can be a BJP, we don't want you. So that is the extent, and that is just an example that what I am saying, that much of it, most of it is non-political. So if you take a political confrontationist attitude, you're narrowing down the real issue. So and when you say such things in any party, you need to get out.
Well, so let me repeat, and I'm quoting from your letter itself. Whatever punitive steps that the government is taking now are too little and quite late. And some of these issues have come up in the Supreme Court as well today, in terms of the challan for the post-mortem, the delay in the registry of the FIR, etc., etc. Do you think there was a cover-up in progress? Because you've mentioned also the kind of people who were running RGCar and the nexus of corruption that was taking place there. Do you really think there was a cover-up at hand?
I would not know. You see, frankly, I can't sort of give an off-the-cuff opinion on the cover-up. Cover-up, one is hearing about it morning, evening, and night. But there were goof-ups. There's a difference between a cover-up and a goof-up.
Yeah.
I go up to the point of goof-up, where you talk of what temperature, what should be maintained, what should be done. So my submission was that the main culprits were a group of evil doctors, if I may use the term, who were running the show. Why can't you suspend them and remove them from the scene instead of rewarding the main culprit? A main culprit in the sense of the main person against whom the agitation is. So mistakes that are made can't be retrieved. People will go on telling that instead of removing the fellow, you rewarded him. Doesn't go down well. The principal...
Sandeep Ghosh.
On 13th, I think, 13th or 14th, maybe 13th, I said, what on earth is going on? Why can't we take action against the principal? I have been in administration at a fairly high level, and I know that there are things, there are steps, there are things. You have to go in for demonstrative action. I have served exactly half my life in the center and half in the state. So demonstrative action is something that you need to do to establish the credibility of the government. That's what I meant.
So do you think Mamata Banerjee should also have sacked her police commissioner, because that demand has been there? She in fact has gone on record to say that he offered to resign and, poor guy and all of that. Do you think this entire issue has been mishandled?
Well, it has been mishandled. It has been mishandled. I feel bad to speak against the party that nominated me, a party that fights bosses, but it has been mishandled, number one. Number two, mishandling has happened first at the hospital level. So it's a hospital administration that needs to be pulled up and told what is to be, given an exemplary punishment. Then comes the role of the police. What about the police commissioner? Look, he's 20 years, 25 years my junior. I wouldn't know much about him, except that you get pillars from people that this is an honest guy. It's not whether you're honest. The chairman of the secretary of NTA, National Testing Authority, whom I attacked mercilessly on the floor of Parliament, is a very honest guy. He's a good officer. But that's not the issue. The question is the NTA failed the government in NEET and NET, embarrassed the government no end. He must go. That's the way we are brought up in administration, that if you have failed, your personal integrity does not matter at that point of time. So here also government has to take a call, And why not the secretariat? That's my question.
Abhishek Banerjee was the first one to distance himself from the manner in which the handling of the situation happened. Following that, there were three other senior leaders and members of parliament, Shantanu Hussain, Shukendu Dada, as well as a couple of other people, and now you're the fourth. Am I seeing a succession battle at play? Do people believe that it's time for Mamata Banerjee to make way for new blood, a new approach to governance and, the Trinamool Congress's new look?
It's I would not like to answer that.
But it seems to be happening out there. If you join the dots, you and I, if we were sitting in, let's say, Shastri Bhavan, we would be discussing this. Erukum lagche.
This what you said is being talked about quite a lot. And obviously, there are differences of opinion, but not every difference of opinion is a divorce. Is a divorce. Not every difference of approach is a coup d'etat. It doesn't happen that way in politics, it doesn't happen that way. I'm sure there are, because nobody takes me and tells me to get into this fight. So they have mercifully insulated me from the reality of politics, and I'm so happy. But there are issues in the TMC between the young and the old. There are issues on how it is handled. And I think there is cause for rethinking. That's what I've said, course correction. I've left it very gently and broadly as the word course correction.
Will you reconsider?
No. No way. No way. No way. Even if it's a mistake, I'll stick by the mistake. Life is a series of mistakes, so it doesn't matter. I'll stick by my mistake. I would much rather be alone than be a free bird. Remember, I haven't come on your channel for the last 3 years.
That's true. Because I was the boycotted one.
Very other things are also there, but never mind. We all stick by what we believe. That's all. That's why X is different and Y is different. But we stick by.
Mr. Jawhar Sircar, I once again ask you this. Have you sent your resignation to the chairman of Rajya Sabha?
Yeah, it was Sunday yesterday. Today is Monday. You are my 7th call coming in. Tomorrow or day after, I'll get my tickets. I'll go and find time, and hopefully within a week it'll all be over. I have to do my packing also. Forget that. It's not a technical thing like that part is there, but look at a practical thing. You have run a house. I have to remove my things, I have to do my planning, I have to get my things out. And I shall resign, if that's what you want to hear, because some idiots are going around saying, natak kar rahe. Bhai, natak kyun kare? We are not trained it. हम जी सर बोलते बोलते थक गए 40 साल. जी sir, जी ma'am. No, there's no natakbazi in it.
So are you putting an end to G ma'am now?
In a way.
And when she called you and asked you to reconsider, what was the conversation like?
See, I know the lady for a long time. I have seen her go through hell. I've seen her. One of my ex-bosses was made. And these are things that you. So I've seen her fighting spirit, had differences. It's gone on, and it's tragic to move out the way I'm moving out. But we can't get into such great niceties of relationships when the state is in a problem. Even today, I believe these kids are out. So we have to do something about it. My main point, don't take a confrontational attitude to what is a social upheaval. That's one. Number two, please show your form back, come back and show your Ma Durga once again. Don't sort of go on hedging. And it's difficult to say these things while you're in a party. You can't say this in any party. Any party. There is no party in India where you can say these things. So best is to come out. Best is to come out. I hope sort of has some value at the end.
Well, Mr. Jawhar Sircar, straightforward and absolutely calling a spade a spade. Absolutely, and you've put your money where your mouth is, and also made it very clear that democracy doesn't really exist in the real world in any political party, at least in India, which is why you want to come out and speak your mind the way you've always done. Thank you very much, Mr. Jawhar Sircar. We'll wait and watch what turn this entire investigation takes, because clearly what happened on the 9th of August in RG Hospital in Kolkata is something that needs to shake up the conscience of not just a few men, but the entire nation. We'll leave it at that. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me.